Welcome back to GBGuns, Glock fans, and before I go and take some photos of this incredible L2D combat slide that we'll be covering soon, I wanted to get rid of this ugly extended magazine release that we have on here. This was installed years ago. In fact, I did a video on it. It was one of my first videos because when we were in competition and Erica was using this gun, the factory mag release was a little too short for her, so we got this. It sticks out really far. It means you can't really carry the gun because it's too easy to bump, and it's just ugly and awkward. What I'm going to be replacing it with is this one from Vigor's Tactical. Notice they have the word tactical twice on the front page of it, but really the reason why I went with it is it's affordable and it's plastic and it's just a slight extension of the factory one. The back side of it, though, has quite largely labeled warning to be installed by a professional gunsmith only. It doesn't require a gunsmith, and I will show you how to do it using just my Real Avid pistol tool here in just a second. That's what's coming up next on GBGuns. So first off, if you're not familiar with this guy, it is held in place, this larger extension, by two little screws which will have to get removed. Fortunately, that size is one of the sizes of the Allen keys that are on the Real Avid tool. I'll skip past that because you don't need to see it. So with that off, you can see that all it really was basically a factory model that it had holes drilled into it and a piece of aluminum slapped on top. Kind of disappointing. Now, we got to remove the slide to make it easier to get at. The only tricky part about this is if you look down in, get a pointer for you, down in here, see that little wire spring right there? That has to be pulled out of its associated notch on the mag catch. And on our Vickers model here, you can see there's a little slot right there where my finger is. That's what that sits in. And all you got to do is move it to the right out of the slot and hope it flings loose, or you can pry a little bit. That's all there is to it, really. It's easier said than done sometimes, and sometimes it comes undone like it's nothing. Let's see if I can try to keep this on camera for you, which of course makes it a bit more difficult. Alright, so I've pried it out. You can see that little spring is sitting loose, and now we can remove the magazine catch out the right side of the gun. Once again, there's that same little track that it was sitting in. We take our Vickers model for comparison. Here we can see it's just a touch longer. That's the only real difference. So installing it is going to be the opposite. You're going to want to install from the right side, making sure you go under that spring. So I have to lift the spring up and it'll fall into its spot. And now it's resting back in where it should be. That's our finished product. Just sticking out slightly, just enough for some reach. Of course, I've never had any reach problems with this. We'll get Erica's opinion on it later. But really, folks, changing out the mag release, this is a Gen 3 Glock 19, is not a tough thing to do. Don't worry about taking it to a competent gunsmith. Chances are you know someone who can do it if you can't do it at home. It does not necessarily require this Real Avid pistol tool that I've got. I just like it because it tends to have everything I need in the same spot. Thanks for watching. Thanks again for watching GBGuns. I'm assuming if you watch this far, you appreciate our format, or you're trying to figure out how to make that very argumentative comment. Either way, click the big griffin to subscribe. The Patreon link, since Google doesn't want to pay gun channels anymore, it helps with our ammo costs. Over here, for a video related to what you just watched, at least Google thinks so, or down here for the playlist relevant to the video you just saw.